Hey everybody, this is Lou Hexter, co-founder of the Heroes Movement, and I'm here with Peter Sternberger, one of the initial retreat participants from last November. And thank you for joining us on this interview.
You're welcome.
Peter and I have discovered that we can carpool occasionally, and because we both work in Berkeley, and so it's worked out nicely to do that. And so that's what brought us in the same room together today. That's why we're here in the same place. So Peter, you were, as I said in the beginning, you were one of the participants at our initial retreat, Heroes Movement retreat back in November. And naturally, we're kind of curious how things have been going since then. And you and I have seen each other a lot, but I think for people who are tuning into this, they may be curious to know from your perspective what it was like and what's changed for you since then, and your thoughts and reflections on what that experience was like for you, and how things are going for you currently.
Sure.
So maybe just before we jump into the questions, just a little bit about yourself and what it was like, what prompted you to be curious about the Heroes Movement and the retreat. I don't remember your backstory before, so maybe just a little bit about that.
Sure. So before the retreat, I was just kind of coasting through life. I had been working through some depression issues, and I'd gotten to a neutral place where I just was kind of in the gray, as I like to call it, not really happy, but not sad and suicidal. Mm-hmm. And the year before the original retreat, I met Jeff, the other co-founder. We were on a Birthright Israel trip, and we kind of hit it off and kept in contact, and he moved out to the Bay Area. So we were still in contact when this was forming, and we had a good rapport. And so when he invited me to it, wasn't really sure what it was going to be. Just like a safe space, like I don't know, but I like Jeff, so I'll try it. And I was expecting to maybe make like a friend or something, beyond him, and it became a lot more than that for me. It helped turn my life around in a lot of ways.
Right. Yeah, so it was good to be reminded of how you and Jeff connected, and how that led to your taking a leap of faith to join the retreat. And so the rest of the conversation, I think, is going to be about, since that point, you made the decision to come along and see what the retreat was going to be like, and who you might meet, etc., and what you might find out about yourself. The first question I had is, what was the most surprising or unexpected thing that you got from the retreat? I mean, you went in with a certain idea of what it might be. Maybe all of it was surprising, but is there one thing that kind of, reflecting back, I didn't expect to get that, or expect that to happen?
I didn't expect it to be so easy to just drop in with people I'd never met before. Mm-hmm. Historically, it was something I was never really good at. Mm-hmm. And so I assumed, maybe by the end, I'll have actually opened up to one person. Mm-hmm. But then for some reason, when I got there, within the first half hour, it was just laying everything on the table.
30 minutes, that's all it took.
It was weird. I wasn't expecting that, so it was a really great space, and everybody there, the other people that came with us, and the guides. I was so comfortable, and so everything just started flowing out without me really thinking about it. It was wonderful. Cool. I was not expecting that.
Right. So I'm curious, dropping out of the retreat experience, but what do you find currently in your life that gives you challenge today?
So one of the main challenges that I'm still working through is being more comfortable with women and dating women. Mm-hmm. That's a big one for me. That's been a challenge for a long time, and I'm still working on it, and I'm going to continue to.
Mm-hmm. And conversely, are there some areas in your life that you feel like you've made positive change? What are those?
There's quite a few of those.
Good. So that side of the ledger is larger than the.
Oh, yes. Okay. Way happier. Okay. It's just default awesome. before the retreat, I basically didn't have a social life. Now it's almost too crazy, but I like it that way. I'm finding so just there's always something that I'm finding to do
Mhm.
somewhere with someone,
Yeah.
which is great. Then health wise, before the retreat, one of the ways I was still self medicating myself was through binge eating.
Mhm.
And after the retreat and working through why I was doing that, it just stopped.
Hmm.
And so I've lost like 53 pounds since the retreat. So that's been awesome. And I've been exercising more, which I didn't do at all before. So definitely health, socially,
Yeah.
yeah, and just my general well being, and just doing more of what I actually want to do instead of just existing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. Um, that's really all good to hear. And I assume that while maybe the retreat and heroes movement can't take full credit for all of that, you do have a connection. You feel a connection between those positive aspects in your life and the experience that you had at the retreat.
Yeah, I kind of view the retreat as like this launching point or like the tipping point of change. Like it provided a space for me where I actually could face my issues, where before I would just ignore them, self-medicate, tell myself this is what I wanted. But for whatever reason, when I went into that space, it's just for me, it was pretty much immediate that I just started talking honestly, and everyone was so open
Mhm.
and just receptive, and also giving, and it just helped me work through so much. And so I just carried that forward in my life, and just yeah. So it definitely I kept up and with reminding myself of what I took away from the retreat and being present to it. But I would not be this happy right now if I had not gone to that retreat.
Yeah. That's really great. I think if I can interject just a little observation too, that something that I felt also, and I think it's just, and what you describe is being stuck in this place of really not confronting the things that are really bothering you and or keeping you stuck in this place of unhappiness or whatever, and then this opportunity to just open up and be honest with yourself and find that other people were receptive to hearing that and didn't run away or didn't shame you or anything. And just, for me, I think that's the first step in getting out of those stuck places is actually just talking about them, like verbalizing them, and then for me, you can tell me if this resonates for you. That so once I got into that practice of, hey, this is what's really going on for me, or this is what I think is going on for me. What do you think? I just felt a lot less shame and a lot less, discouragement about I can't change. This is just not changeable or whatever. I'm just destined to like live with this issue always. And so I think that for me, one of the benefits is just getting into the practice of being honest and vulnerable and believing that somehow, some way, there's a path forward. There's support. Does that resonate?
Yeah, definitely. And one of the big things for me is that before, I would have, the negative thoughts that would keep me where I was, and was that I wasn't confronting. And I think verbalizing them, just saying them out loud, which I never do by myself, that alone is huge.
Yeah.
Because then you actually get to hear it. Sometimes when you say things out loud, they just sound way different than if you think them in your head.
It's funny. Yeah.
And then also, having people around you for some feedback and how they see you can really change your perspective on how you see yourself. Because we create these facades both outwardly but inwardly, and sometimes they just don't make any sense.
Right. We could go down that for a while, but I want to keep this time efficient, both for you and for our audience too. What is your favorite thing? Would you say about the Heroes Movement? What's the favorite part of what we are doing and what we're about?
My favorite thing about it is just providing that space. Not like overlording over it, but just like here's this space. Do what you want in it.
Mhm.
And we're here for you. Like, just like that supportive safety
Mhm.
that you feel.
Yeah.
That's definitely the big thing. And then I also really like the sense that going to the retreat, there's still contact with people from the retreat. It wasn't like we just went to the retreat and that's it. Good luck, It's like
See you later.
yeah,
Bye.
it wasn't over. Like, it's never really over. You're always a part of the group. You know,
So there's opportunities to maintain the connection and
yeah,
keep the growth happening. And, yeah, good.
like you're never alone again if you don't want to be.
Curious how you feel like your experience with the Heroes Movement has helped you evolve as a man, not just as Peter, but like as a man, that part of you. What do you think?
Well, something evolved in that I'm more aware of my anger, which before I would suppress pretty much all the time. It's also just facing my own sexuality too, which I've also been suppressing a lot of my life too. I'm still working on dating in that part, but just accepting that it's there and not trying to bury it. So these parts of myself that normally a year ago I would just ignore as best as I could. So it's helped me by facing why I was doing those things. So I've grown a lot in that way, and then just being more honest and open with people. Too. With my feelings is a big one.
What would you tell someone who is interested in coming to our next retreat? What would you say to that person who's kind of on the fence or is actively considering but hasn't made a decision yet? So what advice would you give?
I would say that if there's any part of you that feels like you resonate with the idea of a space where you can just talk honestly with whatever you're going through, you might just want a place to talk about how great things are or bad. It doesn't really matter. If you just want a space like that, it's awesome. And the space provides you a way to be open and talk, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to be the one to actually open up. No one can make you become open. Right. It just either you're ready for it or you're not. And so if you feel like you're on the fence, I would say, as I did not expect it to, I would say it's worth taking the shot because no matter what, you're going to meet some awesome people.
There's real
it's not really a downside. Right. It's like minimum is just a relaxing weekend with some nice people. Right. Best case, you open up and deal with things that have been holding you back.
Yeah. So do you think you did the retreat meet your expectations? What you thought it was going to be? You talked a little bit about this before, but there were some surprising things about it. But did it match what you pretty much expected?
It exceeded my expectations. It was better than anything I could have expected. Like I'm somewhat frugal, so I was like, with the price, I was like, oh, is it really worth it for these amount of days? And thinking in my head like how much things cost, but it might the first hour into it, I just didn't care anymore. I just let that go, which was unusual.
Right.
I've already gotten my money's worth, and it's just awesome. Yeah. I don't know how it just worked out so well organically because the guides, the other guests, everybody was just so awesome.
Well, good. Is there anything that we haven't covered about either the movement, your connection to that, or the retreat experience that you'd like to share?
Just that these retreats are awesome. Can't stop saying that they're awesome.
They're awesome.
They're so awesome.
They're a song.
Everything is awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. I think that's our.
It has.
But it applies.
It does apply, and I think I've said pretty much everything, but you're gonna face a lot of different parts of yourself if you're ready for it. Yeah. And it's definitely worth doing if you're thinking about it.
Great. I have another one that I just thought of. So,
sure.
Peter, you've decided to come along on another retreat. Mm-hmm. So, what are your expectations? Maybe not expectations. What are your hopes for retreat number 2? What do you think is the value of coming back?
I think the value of coming back is that I've found that in my day-to-day life, I've had a hard time finding the same level of openness that I found in the retreat. So I'm more open with most people, and I have some areas where I can go and be pretty open. But there's something to be said about having like multiple days of being like just completely open with people. It's intoxicating a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so just that alone, just being open with people, but also hoping to help continue my own growth,
Mm-hmm.
you know, specifically with women, hopefully. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's other things I'll uncover that might be suppressing. Who knows?
Right.
You know,
Chances are there might be something
yeah.
to work on this time. But, you're
And then there'll be some of the guys I'll know from last time, so it'll be good to see them again too.
different venue.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great nature around us, and we know that's an important aspect of feeling free and feeling open.
Yeah, there's something to be said about being around nature. It's very calming.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, I think that we can wrap the interview up for now. Really appreciate your being willing to talk about your experience, and really excited you're coming to the next retreat. And hopefully, this will inspire others to join Heroes Movement and maybe sign up for the retreat either this time or a future offering that we have. I think that's it for now. Hope you all got a lot out of it. If you have other questions, this inspired some questions for you. Get in touch with us through our website, and info@theheroesmovement.com is our email address, and we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, you're welcome, Luke.
We're going to check out from here.